Hey everyone! So, I'm just a new artist to YouTube. I decided to start filming myself, making paintings and drawings and stuff. I always enjoy watching my fellow artists create, and so this is just my first little experiment. It's just a project for my class, but it's a screen print made with some pretty old ink. You can see that the black is, you know, sort of blotchy almost. Or you may have noticed that. Well, if you did, you'd be right. That ink was pretty, emulsified. I was pretty surprised that we even used it in class, but that's just how it goes. I don't want to waste any material. The yellow pigment that I'm using is a handmade watercolor that I got from my local art store. I love going there. They usually will give you something, free with your purchase, and that day they happen to have all of these, free watercolors that they had made at the store, and the yellow one just really called to me. It has this great shimmer to it. I'll have a photo at the end of my finished project, so you'll be able to see that shimmer. And I'm using a watercolor, just one of those brushes that you've probably seen around that has the water inside of it. Makes it really easy to just set up and clean up, everything's kind of already assembled. I did have to refill the pen a couple times, or the brush, even though it wasn't nearly empty, but because it was starting to get used up, once the water got to like 3/4 full, I couldn't really get any more to come out into the brush. So that was a little frustrating, but it was like $2, so not that big of a deal. The marks that go across this screen print are just from using, I believe it was like a water soluble a pastel or something like that. I just drew onto the screen before pressing the ink through, and so it sort of presses the marks from the pastel through with the ink. I kind of wanted the orange to show up more vibrant. I just sort of made some marks as an experiment, but I didn't end up liking how they looked because they were pretty patchy, and then combined with how patchy the black ink came out, I just didn't really like it overall. So I'm just kind of like going in with the yellow, not really with a specific goal in mind, but just working on it to try to make it into something I like even just a little bit more. Just going over some of those orange lines, trying to straighten out some of the lines from the black ink, and trying to make the design overall something at least a little more interesting. I didn't really have a huge goal in mind with this. I just had to do something with it for my class, and it's my day off, and so it all just kind of felt like the perfect combination to work on it for a little bit, try filming it and posting it and see what happens. So I will let you watch the rest of this video in peace. Thank you so much for listening. Please comment any sort of feedback that you have, or if there's something you'd like to see, something you think that could be improved. that would be super helpful because I would love to get this going as sort of a hobby. So thank you so much for watching.